You got to get good at both of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Dang. I
We
can't top
appreciate
that
all
one.
three of them. Who can, right?
Right.
We appreciate all three of you for being here. And we do have the weather IQ question right now. Which hurricane of the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season was the strongest? The answer to Tropical Update coming up.
California is known for its grapes, and so is my family. Over 3 generations have taught us about growing the best tasting fruit. Our grapes ripen on the vine so that the flavors can fully develop, and only the most experienced hands harvest them to bring quality fruit to your table. That's why we work with Walmart. Together we guarantee you only get the freshest grapes available, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show makes fire.
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Wednesday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Our pets take care of us in so many ways. At Petco, we do what we can to return the favor with choices like Natural Balance, Ultra Whole Body Health, a gluten-free diet that also supports brain health. Because true companions always look out for each other. Petco.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building.
The world you've been waiting for is here. Come and live it. Amazing memories are within reach at a Universal Orlando Resort Hotel. Universal Orlando Resort. Vacation like you mean it.
Toothbrush, sweater, extra sweater. Oh, and this is the Xfinity TV Go app. You can watch live TV from over 50 channels and Xfinity On Demand movies and shows wherever he wants. Have fun, make some friends, all right? Did I mention his neck pillow?
Watch live TV and Xfinity On Demand movies and shows on any device. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
$19 and Ray-Ban sunglasses for just $85.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, Mondays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Why don't you come on and say it?
And before the break, we told you about our Hurricane IQ question, and here it is. Which hurricane of the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season was the strongest? Was it Emily, was it Katrina, Wilma, or Rita? And Jim says, come on, give me an easier one. Jim?
It's Wilma. It's Wilma, actually. What I'll remember about that hurricane is it dropped 100 millibars in about 24 hours. All right, I mean, that was incredible. 98, I think, specifically, brought it down to about 880 millibars. So just an incredibly low pressure, the record-setting pressure for the Atlantic. Rita was number 4, and both of them happened in the same year. So that was an amazing year. That was just a, you know, we don't want another year like that again, ever. All right, so Dolly and good old Norbert, we'll watch both of those storms. And interestingly enough, Chris, they're weak and they don't look very well presented on the satellite picture. But then we really have to go out into the Atlantic here, off to Africa, to find our next potential wave that may develop. And it may not be that one. It may be something that is going to be behind that. So let's go west to east here. First of all, Norbert looks pretty big. Definitely some pretty decent outflow on the southern side of this thing. But notice the north side is kind of lopsided in through here. So it's not very, very well organized. We don't think it's going to become a hurricane. At least that's what the Hurricane Center is saying. It's over some very warm waters. It's moving north right now, and then it's going to have to head west and then stay pretty close, we think, to Cabo. But by Thursday morning, tropical storm conditions. All right, so if you're heading to Cabo, definitely plan on at least 1 or 2 days of ugliness there. That's why the tropical storm watches have been posted for Cabo. And this will be, like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, into Thursday afternoon, as with some of the worst weather here. Dolly is about 40 miles off to the southeast. Yep, 40 miles east-southeast of Tampico there. 22.0 north, 97.3 west. Wind's still at 45. It's moving west at 10. I don't think there's a hurricane hunter heading out there this afternoon, but it's got all of its rain right in through here. And there's a few more showers up in here. And once the center moves ashore and it becomes a depression and whatnot, we may not see the worst weather come into Brownsville till overnight or even tomorrow. All right, because there's this kind of like this tail coming off this thing that'll eventually kind of rotate in. But in the meantime, strong winds, gusty winds, and some, potentially heavy rain, lightning, squally weather will continue to affect the western Gulf of Mexico. Obviously not a great thing for mariners here. You can see the sun beginning to set quite nicely there. So there's the strongest wind, well to the east of the center. So Tampico's only 40 miles, 9 miles an hour from the north. All right. 25 miles off to the east. So it's the gradient wind out and through here that'll keep pushing the water toward the coastline. So water and heavy rain is going to be our biggest threat through here. And there you can see that rain, which is still just offshore here, making its way toward Brownsville and South Texas. All right, the storm will come ashore, weaken as a depression, we think, tonight, tomorrow morning, but it is the rainfall and all the moisture that it'll continue to bring in that is the biggest problem through here. And it's really kind of neat when you kind of lay this on its side and you realize you go from the beautiful fishing town of Tampico right up the mountains with all that warm, moist air. And sure enough, that's where we expect some of the heaviest rain to be as we work our way on in time. So 5 to 8, 8 to 12 inches, certainly possible here on those windward sides of the mountains. All right, so our next wave is about right here. It's going to come off the coast. As it does, the Hurricane Center still, as of 8 o'clock tonight, giving it a 30% chance of developing in through here. So let's take a look at the models, and we'll watch this thing. All right, so here it is from the American model. Develops it, and there it is, if you will, with the first disturbance. They also develop another system. This is Tuesday. Next Tuesday, a week from today. So we'll see what happens. We have 7 days with this. The European model does not develop the first storm, or if it does, it weakens it considerably. And then you notice the European also develops the second storm. You take that and the fact that this is Tuesday, you add 10 days to it, and now we're into mid to late September. But that's just this part of the Atlantic. That's just the main development region.
Right, because just that, there's not a lot in play.
The models also develop something off the Yucatan again and bring it toward the Gulf or into the Western Gulf sometime in this period as well. So we'll see what happens. Either way, the point to be made is whether it's the MDR, whether it's the Caribbean, the Western Gulf, any place is fair game for storms to develop this time of the year in early September. And you can see their potential respective movements should they develop in any of those regions here. So that's the way it works out in the tropics, Chris Warren. Right now, it is Dolly, it is Norbert off toward the west, and whatever comes off the Atlantic coast. Easy to say, though, this has been a busy, busy month for the Eastern Pacific because what we've seen are 5 hurricanes in the Eastern Pacific. That's almost a record for the Eastern Pacific.
And we're getting very close to the peak.
Right,
So
in the
this is-
Atlantic.
right, so in the Atlantic. So this is when we'd really expect to see things.
Exactly. So, you know, barring all things that we have going on, especially with the models, it still seems like it's going to be pretty slow in the Atlantic.
Which is
but you
good
just
news.
have to, you can't take your eyes off it.
Right, exactly. And that's why
the
we're
key.
here.
You got it, buddy.
That's why we're here, keeping an eye on things for you coming up. We're also keeping an eye on the places we're watching for severe weather
Like
tonight.
Baltimore.
Let you know what we'll be tracking throughout the course of the evening. Stay with us. We'll have that in 1 minute.
Tonight, Park. Wednesday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We have one more thing to tell you about here on the Weather Channel. We have severe weather that's threatening a lot of people here in the Northeast with the severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock, including central New York, right along the New York Thruway, all the way into the Baltimore, Maryland area, as well as D.C. tonight. So severe storms, we've seen it here this evening. We've got storms right now moving through Baltimore. If you're heading to the Inner Harbor, give it about a half hour before you go. It should be through at that point. Right now, a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for large hail, maybe damaging winds with this, and plenty of lightning. It is very, very dangerous to be out right now. If you are in these counties, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, and we're going to time this out for you. If you're in Middle River, it'll be there by 8:18, so make sure you get everybody into shelter as the storm races off to the east. Also, some storms farther north along 83, and these counties under warnings as well, including Baltimore City and Hartford. Weather Caught on Camera starts right now.
Skiers trapped in hurricane-force winds.
We were hanging, literally hanging, in the middle of it.
A giant tsunami wave devours an entire town.
I was praying, dear building, please, please stay where you are.
A direct hit from an EF4 tornado.
Seeing the video, I should be dead.
Chasing a record-breaking super typhoon. Turns into a race to save lives.
Those people were going to die if we didn't do something.
And a plane engine freezes mid-flight.
I wondered if this was it.
On this episode of Weather Caught on Camera, Survival Stories.
Oh my God! The people have kind of panicked.
Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, March 30th, 2010. Resort volunteer Rachel Shaver and lift mechanic Randy Hune are stationed at the top of Sublet Chairlift, which carries skiers 1,630 vertical feet to one of the highest parts of the mountain.
It was a windy day, and I was really excited to be assigned to Sublet Chair because that's where all the good skiing is.
By 9:30 that morning, winds are blowing between 40 to 50 miles per hour, making lift operations unsafe. Randy must close the lift.
I called down the bottom, called them to load a last chair.
Resort workers Kelly Halpin and Eric E.J. Jacobson get on the last chair up to help shut down the lift. Up at the lift shack, Rachel takes out her smartphone and starts recording.
This nuts.
As the last 10 chairs with people approach the top, the wind gets even stronger. Randy must stop the lift.
We're hanging on steady 80 right now. I'm stopped. We got 10 chairs to go.
Now, winds topping 100 miles per hour are blasting the riders. But if the lift moves during one of these gusts, the chairs could derope or hit a tower.
They're hating life right now. These last 10 guys, they got the fastest I've ever seen on the lift right here.